Today's show. Welcome to Advocate Information Highway. I'm your host, Anthony Lorito-Duke, and we have a very important topic for today's show, in which it is the the teenage street takeovers that have been happening all this week, especially in Democratic states and cities. So let's get right into this. This whole week was the pathetic, idiotic spring break BS. And pretty much throughout the United States, but especially in Democratic states and cities, these waste of life teenagers that are pieces of trash have been destroying communities and by destroying stores and stuff like that, and especially in democratic cities and states. And that is one of the reasons why I've been trying so desperately hard to work together with Democratic governors and mayors throughout the United States. I've been telling them you got to have Army drill sergeant strict bail reform laws. That's number one. Build up all of your police departments bigger and stronger than ever before. Number three, get rid of juvie hall. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. It's a luxury hotel for kids that commit major crimes. And in turn, put their rear ends in an adult prison cell, a real adult prison cell. Bring back the tough love program as well. What does the tough love program do? It puts these waste of life kids that will never amount to a thing in life. It'll put their rear ends in an adult prison cell for half their sentence. And these kids commit major crimes. When they commit major crimes, half their sentence will be in an adult prison cell, and then the other half of their sentence will be in a real military-like boot camp that are run by real military personnel. And these boot camps will be for these waste of life kids. Now, if these kids actually do survive both of these things, then they are to do community service as well to finish off their complete sentence. Yeah. Yeah. That'll teach these pieces of trash strict rules and regulations. Strict. And that'll fix them. That'll fix them. But let me explain to you the reasons why these Democratic mayors and governors do not do anything strict like what I just mentioned. The reason why they don't do that is because of the fact that, especially around voting time, it will offend their bases. What are their bases? Their bases are Black and Hispanic people, mostly. Mostly. Because if these Democratic mayors and governors ever try to do anything strict and try to bring back law and order, the Black and Hispanic community will cry. They will cry racism. And these Democratic mayors and governors will say there'll be riots in the streets and everything else and blah, 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 if we ever try to do that. So this is the reason why, and I hate to say it like this, but I have no choice. I'm going to have to side with the Republicans on this one in regards to the fact they're going to have to let Trump bring in the military to all the streets throughout the United States, especially in Democratic cities and states. They're going to, there's no other choice. There's no other choice, especially, and there's another thing to keep in mind. Now, that was just these teenage street takeovers. That was just this week because of the pathetically idiotic spring break. That's a bunch of BS. Okay, because these kids are out of school more than they're in already. But here's the thing to remember: by the end of next month, and by the beginning of June, it's gonna be summer vacation, and these pieces of trash kids are gonna be on the streets and everything big time than ever before. And it's gonna be like that for 3 months throughout the whole summer. That's the way it's gonna be throughout, the United States, especially in democratic cities and states. So, this is why I've been trying desperately hard to get through the cement and into the brain. I have to get through the cement and into the brains of these Democratic mayors and governors. Get Army drill sergeant strict bail reform laws. Get rid of juvie hall. Bring back the tough love program. Okay. Have half their sentence done in an adult prison cell and the other half in boot camp. And then if these kids actually survive both those things, then they ought to also then do community service. There you go. There's discipline for you. Discipline. We need to bring that back. But these Democratic mayors and governors will not do that. They won't do it because they don't want to offend their base. So I have to again, unfortunately, side with the Republicans on this one with regard to this specific topic. I hate to say, but there is no other choice. There is no other choice. I mean, this whole past week, because of spring break, these kids, these teenagers were destroying communities, trashing stores and all this other stuff. And it's only going to get worse by the end of May, the beginning of June, when the summer comes. It's going to happen. So again, have to side with the Republicans on this one. They're going to have to let Trump bring in the military to out all the streets and stuff, especially in democratic cities and states. Unless if these democratic mayors and governors get their brains out from where the sun don't shine and do the right thing. So, but anyways, I want to remind all my fans out there about my website, Advocate Information Highway. The link to there is AIHNY.com. Again, that's AIHNY.com. You guys could check out all the pages on there. And so with that, take care, everybody. Bye.